If I had the opportunity to go back in time and tell my past self what would have been in store for me in the next months, change your mind. It's not too late.
Welcome everybody, this is Bree.
This is Fab.
And welcome to our channel. We've been parents now for like 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
And it's honestly been something else.
Jesus.
Like, I don't think anybody could have prepared us for this.
No matter what people tells you, it's never enough. We would have never been ready enough for this. Period.
But seriously, it's been a hell of a roller coaster ride. Half the stuff I'm doing as a mother now, I honestly didn't think I was capable of. I'm a completely different person, and he's a completely different person. With that said, let's dive into things we wish we knew before we had a baby.
Should we drop the juicy one straight away? Love life.
Yeah. Our love life is significantly different now.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I didn't think that scheduling would be something that
a thing.
Yeah, a thing in our lives.
I always saw, like scheduling sex almost like, I don't know, you're
Something
turning old.
Yeah, it's not like that, but it's something similar now, I would say.
It's a big change. I think like every couple start from a point where you literally are able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, because you're just you and your partner.
Exactly.
And then now
with this little one, our life sort of almost revolves around him and his schedule and his sleep. That's a very big one. Yeah, your sex life will change if you are expecting a baby and you're in a relationship.
Okay, this doesn't mean that, it is not that it stops or ends somewhere, like...
Some people's sex drive goes up.
Yeah, some others...
And it depends on where you are in your postpartum journey too.
Exactly. For example, for us, I would say maybe it went down a bit at the very first bit.
Because I couldn't do anything physically.
I mean, you also had a C-section.
I had an emergency C-section, so everything was very delicate.
Yeah, and you just stole the words out of my mouth. Like, everything was a little bit delicate.
Yeah.
It's been, I would say, frustrating maybe a bit at the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially, it can happen that, the dynamics between you and your partner, like it happened with us, it might be a little bit, it can be strained.
Yeah.
Communication then there, it plays a huge role.
Yeah.
A really huge role. So make sure always to vocalize how you're feeling and, make sure that your partner is aware of your situation and just, at the end of the day, just being honest with each other.
Yeah, and finding time at the end to just generally reconnect with your partner.
Yes.
The second one, I would say, was bonding. I think bonding is something that I think society expects right away when you have a new baby.
Especially for mums.
Yeah, that when you pop the baby out, you have all this love and this affection and this nurturing to just start doing right away. My experience was quite different from that. Just like many mothers' experiences would be different from that too. It took me a while to bond with my baby, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I didn't love my baby. It just meant that my journey with delivering him traumatized me to the point where I felt a little bit disconnected from everything. And so I would say now I've bonded with my son a bit more as things have gotten better over time, and he's a lot older now.
Long story short, it was a bit of traumatic experience, and Ezra being premature led to some kind of mini complication during delivery, because obviously as the moment he came out, he wasn't really breathing.
Yeah.
So Bree didn't have that skin to skin experience straight away.
Yeah.
So that's probably what influenced that in our experience the most.
Yeah.
From what I could say, from my perspective, I feel really, really connected with him.
Yeah.
Apart from when,
do too.
throws tantrums. But apart from that, we are finding ways to have fun together. Yeah. It's so lovely when he laughs. Maybe by comparison, I would say my journey was a little bit easier, maybe compared to yours.
And it was different. You're coming from a father's perspective.
Absolutely. So. All right, for the next one, I mean, this is a little bit situational, at least for our case. I think that's something that people never really prepared you enough prepares you enough for is the mental health side of everything regarding, postpartum depression, both for mothers and fathers, because obviously do not forget that postpartum depression hits women a little bit harder and probably more frequently. But let's not forget, obviously, that fathers may go through the same thing again. Oh, what happened?
Ezra knocked over my tea.
Ezra. Mental health is a big thing. Again, in this case, coming from a situation of an already depressed person, maybe, like in this case is Brie, that hit us quite hard. Linking with the bonding situation of earlier, not being able to bond with Ezra straight away led to guilt. It's easy to understand why she or whoever experiences this might feel that way, and it's completely normal to do so. Just bear in mind that it will eventually happen.
Having a baby in general can affect your mental health. It challenges you to go completely out of your comfort zone in many situations, whether it's going to appointments on time and pre-planning that, whether your baby's crying too much can cause a lot of stress and you don't know why. It's a lot.
Oh, let's not forget lack of sleep.
Yeah.
Which I think in these cases is probably one of the most contributing factors.
Yeah,
because
sleep deprivation, when you have a baby, is no joke.
It's a big beast to fight.
It's no joke.
No joke, but again, for him, everything. Like, I wouldn't trade all those sleepless nights and frustration for anything, because whatever is coming after that, everything that he's giving us is just priceless.
Yeah, it is priceless. It is priceless. Even the poo explosions too.
Oh my lord. Make sure that you always looking after yourself. Do not think about tackling everything on your own, because obviously that could not improve your situation. So try to rely on others, on your partner especially, because they're there for you.
Yes.
The same way you will be there for them.
Yeah.
Feeding.
Oh yeah, the next one is definitely feeding. When it comes to feeding, for us, it was a little bit complicated because our son has hypoallergenic milk. In the beginning, I would say it was a bit more, not necessarily difficult, because when we left the hospital, I was pumping. So the expressed milk he was able to give to Ezra at night, and we were able to feed the baby, both of us.
Yes.
So we were both doing the jobs.
What would you think would have been best in our situation? Let's say formula, breast milk. Obviously, we do use formula for obvious reasons.
Personally, just because I had quite a strange journey with breastfeeding in the beginning, I think if I could go back and have a redo, I think I would have gone with breastfeeding, just because breast milk has so many benefits for babies. It helps clear up baby acne, I believe eczema, and a bunch of other things.
Or like miraculous serum.
Yeah, it's literally golden stuff. But due to Ezra's intolerance right now, we use hypoallergenic milk, and yeah.
There's obvious reasons why breast milk is so hyped, and these were a few examples, but there's something that people don't talk a lot, is the stigma around formula feeding or combined feeding or whatever. Just because breast milk is such the best option, usually, it doesn't mean that who chooses to go up through different routes is a worse parent than whoever chooses to use breast milk. If you can, well, good for you, but
as long as your baby's fed. The other one is research. I will never be prepared for the amount of stuff that we need for Ezra and the amount of clothes that we need for him. Just a lot of research is important to know how to look after a baby and how to look after yourself when it comes to this. And I think that's very important. Just try and do as much research as you can and search up different things you don't know. Ask questions.
Ask for help.
Yeah, ask for help. Ask your midwife. You're never too annoying when it comes to your baby.
Moms, other moms, your mom. Make sure that, of course, everything that he needs has been, done.
The milk face. Ezra.
Oh Lord, look at you.
The other one would be naps. So at the moment in time, we use an app called Huckleberry to track all of our son's naps. This way it gives us...
And not only. Sorry.
This app gives us more so of an idea and more predictability into his wake windows as well. We try and stay in the schedule that's been made specifically for Ezra, and make sure that we're utilizing everything we can in his wake windows to make sure that he also goes down for his naps on time and he's not overtired, because an overtired baby is not going to go down to sleep so easily.
Nightmarish.
So yeah, literally when your baby goes down for a nap, use that time for yourself and
get stuff sorted.
Yeah, get stuff sorted, do the laundry, have a cup of tea. Yeah,
even just a nap, just get things done, because that's the only moment that you will have actual time to do it. Plus, like, tracking naps and sleep time gives you an idea of how he's doing in terms of growth. If he's sleeping more, it gives you more an idea of when to expect naps. It helps you schedule, your day a little bit better.
The sweet spot is very important.
Yeah,
and it's almost always accurate. Almost.
Yeah, most of the time. And in general, gives you a chance to maybe start a little bit early, implementing, elements for nighttime routine, sleep routine. So sleep tracking is must do, in our opinion. Babies, you like it or not,
He wants to come to you.
hello buddy. Babies, like it or not, they cry. It's their way to communicate. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to convey their emotions, their needs. So your baby will cry.
And that's okay. Sometimes they cry just for no reason, and that's okay. Most of the time when our son cries, we do a mental checklist of what it possibly could be. So we go through, has he been changed? Does he have a poopy diaper? Is he too hot? Does he just want to be held? Because honestly, it could be anything. And usually when we go through that list, that mental list, it's always
him wanting to be held.
Yeah, or it's just one or the other, really. So it could be anything. Moral of the story, babies cry and that's okay. He's a baby, your baby's a baby, babies cry and it's fine. So when I first had my son, I used to compare my baby to other mothers' babies, because he used to always cry. Like, I was generally convinced that he had colic. And at that time, he would not stop crying. And I was even afraid to be out in public with him, because I was afraid I wouldn't know what to do or how to soothe him. Most of the time I'll be on social media and I'd ask myself, why was my child always crying? Why did other mothers have perfect babies? What was not wrong with mine, but why was my baby always crying? So,
and at the end of the day, don't compare your baby to the others, because whatever you end up seeing on social media is not their everyday life. Obviously what you see on their feed is what they choose to show you, but babies cry and they will always be fussy. So don't compare your kids to others, because they have the same problem as you do.
And every baby is unique.
Clothing, like, nobody talks ever enough about clothing, and especially during their first part when they're so tiny, and this time span of a week they outgrow their clothes.
They grow very fast. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they put on a lot.
So in general, I would say, but many people told us don't buy newborn clothes because they're gonna outgrow it straight away. Surprisingly, in this case, being a preemie, we kind of abused.
We got away with it.
Yes, because he needed. He actually is still a bit smaller than
your average.
The average.
He's not a full-term baby.
But yeah, don't buy too many, but make sure you have some just in case.
Yes.
And big tip: zippers.
Yeah.
Use the zippers. I mean, nobody ever told us about zippers. They're a lifesaver.
At night, they're gonna be your best friend.
Night changes with the zipper, you just. That's it.
Yeah.
That, and don't use socks.
Those things will end up somewhere you didn't even imagine they could end up.
Don't even bother.
Yeah. Oh, you were gonna sneeze, weren't you? Oh. He was gonna sneeze. There you go. Someone's satisfied. Oh. Okay.
There you go. This is our list of things we wish we knew before having a baby, or at least some of them. Obviously, if you guys have any other experiences that you would like to share, or if you have any questions, please make sure to drop a comment down below. Drop a like as well if you don't mind. And this being said, we'll see you at the next time. Bye.